it going, everybody? This is Charlotte, and I'm going to try something a little different today. I've been getting some ideas off some future Esper decks. I'll go over the deck a little bit. Right now, it's not absolutely great, but I do feel like it can be. So I'm going to go over the deck just a little bit, just to kind of show you all what's inside of it. Now, with that being said, I do think that if you all see something that I could do better or maybe take out, then of course, by all means, please, 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 put some suggestions on here, because I'm telling you, it doesn't hurt to have some suggestions at how to make these decks better. 2 Aether Gusts, 1 Negate, 2 Omen of the Seas, 3 Agonizing Remorse, 1 Liliana's Triumph, a Dovin's Veto, 2 Thought Erasures, 2 Tyrant Scorns, an Omen of the Sun, this is for life gain, as well as 2 creatures for blocking purposes, 2 Convolutes, a Deny the Divine, and this is just because if somebody puts an enchantment out like Underworld Dreams or Revenge of Ravens, we can just go ahead and counter that so that that doesn't become a problem for us. 2 Cancels, 3 Narset, Part of the Veils. These are good because they can't draw more than 1 card per turn. And it also helps us look for Planeswalkers, or also, some counters or whatnot. 1 Elspeth's Nightmare. This helps with removal, also getting rid of something in the opponent's hand, and also gets rid of their graveyard. Teferi Time Raveler. Now, with that being said, I only have 1 of these, unfortunately. It did call for 4 from the couple of decks I was looking up to get some ideas off of. May try to grab another one of him. I do have a rare wild card, but we'll just see how this plays out. And Ashiok gets rid of, cards in their deck, as well as gets rid of their graveyard as well. Shadow of the Sky, I have 2 of those just for removal. 2 Teferi Master of Times, this helps with card draw, and also helps with phasing out other creatures that may tend to become a problem. 1 Extinction Event to help eliminate Liliana, Waker of the Dead. This is just pretty much for removal, and helping them get rid of as many cards as possible, even though I'm not quite 100% crazy about her each player discards a card, because that becomes a problem for us. But if we are doing okay on lands, by all means, we can get rid of that. Akaya's Wrath. We don't have creatures for say, because of, this is not what this deck is. It's not creature heavy, but it does help get rid of all creatures. And Elspeth Conquers Death. ECD helps us exile and, bring stuff back if, say, something happens that one of our planeswalkers died, as well as non-creature spells, costing more for the opponents to cast. Time Wipe lets us bring a creature, even though we don't have one. Then it destroys everything, so that's fine. We got a couple of Shark Typhoons. 1 is for if we're able to cycle it, get creatures out, that's wonderful. Otherwise, we'll pay the hard cast of it and go ahead and get that out there, so that whenever we play one of these non-creature spells, it makes a shark token for us. Dream Trawler, flying, lifelink. Whenever we draw a card, gets +1/+0. And whenever it attacks, we draw a card, so that's perfect. And if we discard a card, it gets hexproof until the end of turn, and we tap it. So, Ashiok, this is for card draw for us. Not necessarily great, but this does help us gain control of the opponent's things in their graveyard, because it says a graveyard. So if we're playing a deck that is, creature heavy, and we're having a lot of removal, we can greatly put some of their creatures onto the board. And of course, we've got 2 Yugins. What more can Yugen be? He's great. So this will help us tremendously. 4 plains, 8 islands, 5 swamps, a hollowed fountain, 2 tranquil cloves, 1 dismissal backwater, Temple of Deceit to help us scry. These help us gain life, Watery Grave, and 2 Fable Passages. So, I do have some cards in my sideboard. I've got 2 Duress, a Liliana's Triumph, 2 Omen of the Suns, and an Extinction Event just in case. But I don't play traditional with the best of 3. I just don't. So, we'll try to see how this goes as far as, you know, being able to get this done. But like I said, I don't know how this deck is going to actually be able to work and play out. I've only played it a couple of times, but not trying to brag, but it did make a couple of people concede. But hopefully we can actually play this out to see how it goes. Obviously, if we're not doing so well, I'm going to leave the match. So let's hope that we can try to work something out with this deck. So, okay. So, it's an okay hand, but we don't have any kind of removal for a while just because we have no black mana. If we had at least 1 black mana, I would say that would be fine, because then if things got a little tough, we could cause the opponent to sacrifice a creature. It's going to be a while before we can play anything. Granted, we would only be 2 away from being able to play Time Warp if things were getting out of hand. And we are also 1 blue mana away from Teferi to maybe help us draw a card, but we don't really know how long it will be, so we're going to go ahead and take a mulligan. And this is pretty good. We'll go ahead and keep it. We'll go ahead and play the Scryland first, just because we need to see if we can get our hands on some other mana. We'll go ahead and put Yugen back, just because he is 8 mana. I know this Ashiok is no better, because she's 6. This is pretty good. That way we could get a counter in our hand that we can actually afford. Granted, I don't know what color we're going to be playing right now, because of course Aether Gust is the only for countering red or green, and it looks like our opponents are playing black. At least something with black. If I had to guess, it would be either Life Game with black and white, that has the veto right now, or it would be black and blue. So it looks like it's a Life Game. So we're not drawing into any lands, which is actually absolutely terrible. Okay, so this is going to become a problem. So we do have the ability to get rid of a card, so this is good. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so they've definitely got the Ajani's Pridemate going, and that's going to get out of hand really fast. We can take care of Soren. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Ajani's Pridemate, just because that's going to be his next play, because he has access to 1 white mana at the beginning of this coming turn that he's getting ready to be on. And if we don't take care of him now, it's going to get out of hand, and that Pridemate is going to become huge, and then it's going to cause us problems. Because, like I said, we don't know how long it will be before we can draw into white mana. Okay, so it happens. Still don't have enough for Shark Typhoon. Even if we did cycle it, it would become a 0/0 because we don't have that extra to pay. So we're going to have to return a card back to the stack. And what it's looking like, I'm going to return an Aether Gust, just because it doesn't look like they've got red or green. It's black and white. It's obviously Life Gain. So we're going to return that Aether Gust just so we can have this on hand in case we need it. Because that would at least get us a creature out to block with and potentially kill that 4/2 now. Because that order is just the, the beginning of the Life Gain train. It all starts with him. That's like your staple in a Life Gain deck, is the order. So please let us draw a land. Of course not. So we're going to go ahead and do this so we can go ahead and surveil too. We need to be able to get a hold of land as soon as possible. Okay, so don't really have to worry about this. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this, because that's going to become a problem as well. Okay, so we've got black mana. Might as well keep it. It's going to be hard, though, but we can actually use it to counter something if we have to. But I'm thinking this game is getting out of hand quicker than we can take care of it. There's another 4. This deck is not doing so good. So my step here, depending on what they play, I'm going to probably cycle this Shark Typhoon. Okay. They would be able to pay the mana. But is that 1/1 worth it to pay for? Or we could just counter it. But I feel like they've got something else. I mean, even though they don't have anything in their hand right now, for say, because they've got a Disfigure, Soren's Thirst. Yeah. Oh, jeez. We're just going to let it hit. I know this is becoming a lot, but we've got to be able to do something. Alright. I guess we're just going to go ahead and cycle this to get us a blocker out, because if not, we're going to be taking 4 damage. And that's a lot for us. At least we get a blocker out. Granted, I understand that it's going to die, but I would rather this creature die than to... Okay, cool. I forgot that they could have done that. Okay, well, good game. Okay, from what it looks like, I'm going to have to add some white mana because I'm not getting my hands on any. And that is terrible. Yeah, that did not play out so well. Life gain right now is just absolutely, like, super duper strong right now in Standard. Because you've got Veto, you've got, of course, the Orators, you've got a Johnny's Pride Mate, you've got the Partition, that if the opponent if you gain 3 life at the beginning of your end step, then of course the opponent loses 3 life, which also goes hand in hand with Veto. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try to fix this a little bit. Let's see. Got a feeling we're gonna have to add some more white mana because this is getting a little out of hand for myself. Let's see. We're gonna add. How many does that put us at? 66. Eee. It's getting a little hectic. If we have to, I'll just remove some stuff later on. Like I said, I mean, I just made this deck this morning based on ideas that I've gotten off of others. Like I said, it's not that great. I played with it a couple of times this morning, and the other people conceded, but I think it's just because I was getting a great hand and I was able to get counters out really, really easy. It's not, you know, absolutely terrible. This is not a wonderful deck that makes people mad to just give up. So this gives us access to every color right now. So this is great. I really do like this hand. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it. Don't know, maybe red, I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and play this one first, considering it does come in tapped, but it also gives us life. Oh, okay. So, blue-white. Or, black-white. Oh, God. Okay. I'm telling you, it's crazy right now with the life gain in Standard. Like, that is what everybody is playing right now. I have one myself, and it's absolutely insane. Okay, so black, blue, blue. Let's go ahead and play this. We're going to let it enter tapped. We are not going to be able to benefit from Aether Gust once again. I do feel like Aether Gust is going to be one of those cards I need to put in my sideboard and change out for a different counter spell that isn't so situational. Because it's not always... Whoa. This is not a sacrifice deck, is it? Is this a sacrifice deck? I am confused. But anyways, red or green's kind of situational. It's very specific because you're not always going to be playing up against a red or a green deck. Even though right now it's more Gruul and life gain and sacrifice. It does help with Euro decks just because that green is in his mana cost. So that's a good thing, I guess. Ooh, buddy. Alright, so let's see what happens here. He's 2. She's 2. If we exile, her ability's not going to proc. But we could also look in their hand. If they do have a Cauldron Familiar, even if we do get rid of it, it's just going to go into exile. And they're going to still be able to play it. But then if I exile, they're just going to probably sack that Cruel Celebrant and cause me to gain a life. Or cause them to gain a life and me lose a life. So this is a really situational thing. Because, let's just do it. Let's do this. Because they do have that oven out right now. Okay. Great. It's all lands. That's wonderful. But, the good thing is, we do have a negate. And that will counter a non-creature spell. Beautiful. Beautiful. We love that. That bastion right there becomes a problem. It becomes a big problem because once you get it started, you just can't stop it. Okay. We could play Liliana to get a target off our back. Now, granted, we only have 2 cards in our graveyard. So, whatever one we target, they're going to sacrifice. Because, obviously, if we target, the only one we'd really be able to target is Cruel Celebrant. But then again, if they sacrificed it, they would actually lose that creature. They wouldn't be able to bring it back unless they pulled another one. So, I'm going to go ahead and Extinction Event. Because they can only sacrifice 1 with the Witch's Oven. They can only sacrifice 1 creature. And Daxos is their engine for gaining life. And I don't think they would sacrifice Daxos. Because that's how they're keeping their life gain. If they do sacrifice Daxos, that will color me surprised. Yeah, I didn't think they would sacrifice Daxos. Just because that's their engine. But it's getting rid of it anyway. So he's 2 white. Goodbye. What do you all think of Esper decks? You all like them? Do you all dislike them? I know I like them whenever they, run correctly. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Liliana. And the only reason I'm playing Liliana is because I want to get a target off my back for a little bit. I will let them attack her all day long. I'm going to do the +1. We're going to get rid of this Aether Gust just because it's situational for us. They're probably going to get rid of that Swamp. Yeah. Because we already know what they had in their hand. Now the card that's in their hand, I don't know. I don't know if it's... Okay. Okay, so opponent has no cards in their hand. Okay. So I just made her a 3/4. Because I gained life. Now, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and Shatter the Sky. Because they're bouncing card to card right now. Even though they're probably going to sacrifice her. Actually, yeah, that's what they're going to do. So I'm going to wait. And I'm going to see what happens. Because it would not do me any good to Shatter the Sky. And there's Veto. Okay, cool. So they have 4 mana open. And they have no cards in their hand. So they have nothing that they're wanting to play, obviously. We're going to go ahead and let him resolve. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. Going after Liliana. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and flash this in, just because we need some card draw. We need to be able to scry, see what we can get, because we really need to get rid of this. Okay, so we've got a cancel, and we have an Elspeth's Nightmare. Let's go ahead and keep the cancel, and we'll keep the Elspeth's Nightmare. Because we're definitely going to need these. Yeah, let's keep both of them. And I guess the opponent don't like waiting. Cool. Alright, so if we put this out, it's not going to do any good. Yes, it will. But they're just going to sacrifice Vito. What can we do here? It's not going to do us any good because they have nothing in their hand. If I shatter this guy, they're just going to sacrifice. Let's just shatter this guy. Reason being is because they're going to sacrifice one of them. Eat a food. Then I'm going to lose life because they gained life from Vito. Wow. Wow. They did not use their... Alright. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and have them discard a card. Key is they have nothing to discard. So they're going to lose 3 life. Works for me. Cool. Now, this Liliana will start becoming a problem for them and slowly eat away at their life. Granted, they do have that witch's oven to help make a food and gain them life. Now, that Elspeth's Nightmare is looking great. But the fact is, even if I played it, it's not going to do any good. They're just going to sacrifice it. They're going to eat the food. They're going to gain 3 life. Then, next time it rolls around, they'll probably just get a land or play something before that I can look at their hand because they're bouncing card to card. But the only benefit is they, you know, their graveyard would be gone. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and discard Aether Gust. Well, I did not expect that. Interesting. 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 Okay. So, that was just, you know, a little bit of the Esper deck. My computer is going a little whack right now. Okay. Okay, wow. Oh, goodness. Cool. We got 5 packs, y'all. Cool. Eee. Put me in gold. Restarting. I'm going to go ahead and open these packs for y'all. See what else I gain. Now, in case y'all didn't know, this is the end of the season. I did place Diamond Tier 4. I did make it to Tier 1, but I wound up losing consecutively and failing miserably. So, knocked me back down to Diamond Tier 4. I was grateful that I was able to make it to Diamond. It's super hard once you get to Platinum and going on up. I did make it to Mythic once before, but that was 2 seasons ago. Congratulations, if anybody is watching this, congratulations to those that did make Mythic. It is super hard to make it to Mythic, and congratulations if you did. Congratulations to all of those that made, whatever your ranking was, whether it be Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Mythic, Silver, whatever it may be, because you're a winner in my book. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Okay. Nice. Got another tutelage. Oh, thank goodness. I got a Baron. I did not have him and I wanted him so bad. I'm going to definitely make a meal deck. 9 lives. Not bad. That's kind of a situational card. But it's okay. Next pack. Demonic Embrace. That's an okay card. And got another Basri's Acolyte. I really like that card. Another Gadrick. I have him. He's pretty good. And I got another Basri, so that makes my second one, so that's awesome. I'm super glad that I got another one in him. He is awesome. Super, super great for white weenie decks, where they put +1/+1 counters on him and makes them indestructible. It's awesome. So, yeah. I did, get put back into gold in rankings, so I guess we will start trying to work our way back up. Hopefully we can do it. I don't see why we can't. We're just going to have to really try to make a deck that's mind-boggling and will blow us out of this world. So, yeah, if you like the deck and like the idea of it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. By all means, if you have any suggestions for this, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Gladly like to hear it. If y'all have any comments about the video or our content, just let us know. If you want to be notified every time we upload a video, just go ahead and hit that notification bell. And if you haven't already, you know the drill. Go ahead and subscribe. We are doing a giveaway tomorrow. This is for U.S. residents only on our Instagram. And if you haven't already, go ahead and give us a follow on our Instagram as well as our Twitter. All of that info is on the end card for our video. So we hope that you enjoy our content because we really like having you all watch it. And if there's nothing else for y'all, then I'm just going to end this video because y'all got to see some pack openings, my Esper deck, and what I placed at the end of the season. So with that being said, hope y'all have a great day and stay safe.